everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Deborah and I am here to react to BTS On, and this is kind of, will I say shocking or bittersweet for me, because as you know, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while now, I am a BTS fan. I am an ARMY. I was an ARMY before BTS became who they are now and stuff. I mean, you can go back to my reviews and in my reactions and you can see the history of literally how I started with BTS. But along the way, when they got popular, and I think it started last year, I kind of fizzled out of the BTS whole situation, and I'll explain more later. I'll go more in depth into it later on at the end of this review or reaction. Why do I keep saying review? Because I have a lot of reviews to do. But I kind of put BTS at the back burner, and I think it's been 2 years now, not even 1 year. I'll have to check my reactions to make sure. But it got really bad as at last year for sure and stuff. That I haven't really seen anything from BTS. Like, I have their albums, I have their MVs, like I have their albums physical and what's it called, online, like iTunes and stuff, but I haven't actually really been into BTS like I was before and stuff. And like I said, I'll go into all that at the ending. So this is gonna be like an experience for me coming back into a BTS. I mean, the only reason I am even deciding to do this is because I have a friend who has been telling me, like, okay, he feels the same way I feel about BTS. It's the same old story and all, but he's like, dude, I think you need to check out the new BTS MV. Trust me, it's going to blow your mind and remind you of why you love BTS so much and things like that. So I finally made time. I've been pushing it off, but today I'm like, okay, I have time today. Let me just check this out once and for all and be done with it. So we're gonna check out BTS On, the Kinetic Manifesto Film, because that's the one he was really freaking out about before I check out the MV. Without further ado, let's check this out. When we're done, I'll go into everything of why I stopped listening to BTS at the end of this reaction, because I know some of you didn't come for that. So without further ado, let's check this out. Let's go. Kids Entertainment. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I said that. Y'all remember? I literally made a song for them. Okay. Okay. Oh! Okay! It's girls. Oh, okay. Oh, the guys also. And the all races. Oh wait, I thought it was gonna be all in English. For a second there. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Alright, Aaron. Dang, that girl though. Dang, it looks so good though. Is that Jimmy? It's Jimmy! At the side there. Not Jim, Jimmy. Jimmy! Alright, Jungkook. Alright, it's you. Oh, Jimmy! Alright, Jimmy. Alright, Hopi. Alright, sugar. Oh, Jimin! Oh wait, it's BTS drumming at the back with the guys. That's so dope. R&B. Yeah, you like some more? Oh my gosh, Jin! Oh my gosh, Jin! I am so proud of you! You better say! You better sing all your song titles. Cookie! Right? Oh my brow! Oh my effing goodness! Oh. Okay? Ayo. Right? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You better dance. Oh my gosh, that was so freaking good. I absolutely love it. That was so freaking good. That was a performance, bro. That was a performance. That was not an every. That was a damn performance, okay? That was so epic good. Like, oh my goodness. I just can't get over how good that was. Like I said, it's been a while since I've really like sat down and reacted to BTS because I still watch the MVs. I just don't react to it and stuff. But oh my gosh, it's such a different. That's why sometimes when people tell me, oh, check out this MV, like my friends, I like reacting to it because it's just a different experience just watching an MV and reacting to an MV. I feel like I pay more attention to certain things with reactions than just watching it by myself and stuff. Plus it's like a history where I can go back and look at it and like, oh my gosh, I was really obsessed about this group and things like that. But I say all that to say it's just amazing to see how much they've grown. Like, I was just noticing so much about them collectively in the like MV and stuff, because normally, as you all know, my biases in BTS has always been Jimin and I like it's a tie and stuff. Even though some people might think that Jimin is my number one, it's always been a tie, guys, and stuff. But Cookie has always been a biased record for me, and Cookie and V have always been biased records. But one thing I loved about this MV is I didn't even focus on my biases. I could focus on everyone, which really doesn't happen to me a lot with BTS MVs. Normally I see everyone and I freak out about people, but I focus on my biases. But on this, I was freaking out on others. They're like, oh my gosh, Sugar has grown so much. Oh my gosh, Jin seems so much more confident and just in the MV. Because you know, if you watch like my MVs, one thing I always used to complain about is how Jin literally never gets lines and stuff. And he's literally almost like never fully in the MV and stuff. He always feels like detached from the group, but in this he felt like he belonged and all. Not that he hasn't always belonged, but it just felt more rounded and complete. And I just absolutely loved it for that. I really liked the MV. I love the diversity of the races of their backup dancers and drummers and the whole crew that was with them. They all brought their own, so much so that I could even focus on some of them and not BTS itself. That's why this is such a well-rounded and well-done MV. I really like the MV and stuff. There's so much I can focus on if I go back and rewatch it, which is why I can definitely see myself going back and watching this MV. This was so nice. I love it. I can't wait to see what the MV looks like and how different it's gonna be from this one. Dang, this is good, okay? I see why my friend was freaking out about it, because he loves dance MVs and stuff, so this is definitely a dream come true for Renee, right? Anyways, let me read. Basically, I'm gonna read a comment that he wrote to me explaining, I feel like it best put into words how I felt about BTS for the past few years and stuff. Now that they've gotten so big and stuff, I'll ask for his permission before I upload it, and if he says I can't, then you wouldn't see this. But if he says I can, then you're seeing it. But this is what he said that I feel like just perfectly explained my feelings about BTS recently. So basically, he was like, I rewatched the BTS new MV and almost teared up. It made me miss them. I remembered why I fell in love with them 7 years ago, and I felt so proud. But I also felt sad. Like I had missed the gap of their life and they had changed some. Literally, that is what I was just saying. It almost feels like I feel kind of sad, and you guys are seeing me all propped and laughing and hyped and stuff, because that's literally how I am when I'm sad. I block my anger by being even more happy, or my sadness by being even more happy and hyper and laughing and stuff. But literally, this is literally exactly how I feel. And even watching this MV, it just basically sums it up for me. And he goes on to say, like if you grew up friends with someone, then you grew apart and stopped hanging out, and you see them again a few years later and they're doing well, you want to hang out but almost feel like a fair weather friend. But that's not the case. I rocked with BTS while they were nobodies, and I championed them for years. When they got so big they didn't need my help, I stopped pushing for new people to listen. Then I got tired of fans, then I got tired of them. Literally, they released too much for me to keep up with, in addition to my other groups. It's like they wanted me to be a full-time ARMY and I couldn't, so I left for a while. I have this sort of ambivalent feeling going on now. I feel happy and sad, pride and shame. And he was asking for my opinion on it, and I'm like, dude, this is literally everything. Like, I don't even need to say more because that explains everything I felt. Literally, I grew up with BTS from when they were doing American Hustle Live. That's when people introduced me to them to go watch the American Hustle Live, and that's how I got into BTS. I fell in love with BTS. I was always reacting to BTS. I wanted more people to know BTS. Many people were always like, who? And stuff. Then they were literally nugus then. And when they grew popular, I loved them. I really did love them. But at a certain stage, the fans, the new fans, not the older fans that were there all this while, but the new fans just became too much for me to handle. And like he said, at a certain point, BTS themselves became too much because they were everywhere. And anyone who knows anything about me is, I really hate things that are popular. Like when something is popular, let's say there's a popular movie that has come out and everyone's freaking out about that movie, I won't watch that movie till maybe a year or two after it has been released, when no one is freaking out about it again as they used to. That's literally how I am. I hate getting into things that are really popular because I never want to be let down. So for me, it was kind of bittersweet with BTS that when they got big, I was happy. So it felt like, okay, they've gotten where I always knew they could get to and where I always hoped they will get to, so I really don't need to do much again. I felt kind of insignificant, like they have other people that can do this work, and so I can move that energy to other people who haven't really gotten, or other groups who haven't gotten as big as they have and stuff. And so with time, it kind of felt like we just separated. I still follow their news, I still know everything about them, but literally when I almost like reached the point of tears was when I watched them on Fallon, like the recent Fallon, this recent promo comeback, when they went on Fallon, and I was watching them, and I was so shocked by how good Kuchi was with English now and how he was speaking English, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Kuchi is actually really good with English now. And the whole thing just made me proud and sad at the same time. It was like a bittersweet feeling where I'm happy for them, but I'm kind of sad that I missed out on so much and stuff. Yeah, and I just kind of stopped reacting to BTS because it almost felt like anytime I reacted to them, I felt guilty because it was like, oh my gosh, I have to react to BTS, and I don't want people to feel like I'm reacting to BTS just because they're BTS. And that wasn't the case. I mean, if you've seen my reactions from the past, like I said, we've been with BTS right before they became this big, but it almost felt like I felt bad reacting to their envies because I didn't want people to think I was just doing it for views, if that makes sense and stuff. So because of that, I kind of stopped reacting to BTS, and it just kind of led to falling back, and the circle where before I knew it, I really wasn't as involved with BTS like I previously was. So I'm really glad he kept on getting on my case to watch this MV because it has kind of brought me back into the fold again and stuff. It reminded me of why I got into them in the first place, why I am a BTS fan, why I am an ARMY and stuff. I feel like I'm gonna start crying right now. It's really getting me emotional. But this was bittersweet. I really like this MV. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm so glad I definitely gave it a chance and checked it out. Like I said, welcome back BTS. Great job. I mean, you guys don't need my help to say stream it and anything because I mean, yeah, BTS, but still stream it and stuff. But yeah, I'm just so freaking proud of them and how far they've come and how big they've become. Like, oh my goodness, like watching back in the past, I remember, can you guys remember that time? Was it who was it that basically said something about BTS in the past? Can you remember olden days and how BTS were idols and you kind of put them down, and it was RM and Sugar, and I think they were together and stuff. And I remember being so mad that time that stuff happened, and now look at where they've come and stuff. I can't remember who it was. Guys, if you know who it was that said that thing in the past, it's like a whole old scandal. But look at where BTS have come today. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can watch my upcoming reactions to not just BTS but other groups and reviews. Keep being awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you have blessing and but love for you all. Stay awesome.